And two of the games are have games where both teams are inside the top 10. I will take you through the games tonight, and then we will jump into the action. After tonight, each of the 7 divisions will be down to 4 teams. The Division 1 field is loaded, and the slate features Monterey Trail versus Central Catholic, Elk Grove at Oak Ridge, Turlock at St. Mary's, and Sheldon at Folsom. In Division 2, we have Jesuit Rockland, Downey and Modesto versus Granite Bay, Vacaville at Manteca, and Antelope versus Del Oro. In Division 3, we have Placer and Wood Creek. Both those teams are, out of the 8 teams in that bracket, those 2 teams are the top-rated teams in the section. Placer's ranked number 12th. They're the top seed. And then Wood Creek is ranked 19th in the section. They are the 8th seed. The other matchups include Merced versus Christian Brothers, Grant versus Yuba City, and Roseville versus Patterson. In Division 4, we got top-seeded Vanden against Buhawk Colony. Lincoln of Lincoln heads down to play Kimball tonight, and that's the 4-5 game. Number 7, Capital Christian will take on Casa Roble, and West Park will host Nevada Union. In Division 5, we have a top-seeded Sutter hosting Ripon, and then we have Liberty Ranch hosting Dixon. And then we have Escalon facing Hillmar and Center at Sonora. In Division 6, we have Somerville versus Esparto. Somerville is the top seed. And then we have Bradshaw Christian.
That ball's on the deck! Cassie's got a shot here, coach, right from the deep. No. Looks like Wood Creek might have got it. We got us a tussle, coach. Looks like Wood Creek's going to come up with that one right there.
Yeah, that would have been a big start for the Hillmen. But instead, Wood Creek will take over second down. So not to start the Timberwolves wanted. These 2 teams scrimmaged back in early August before the season started. Both coaches, but after that fumble, 7-yard pickup. So second down and 3.
And we have Orostemba at Colfax and 12 Bridges versus Houston. And in Division 7,
Nine's going to get under center. He's going to take a look around right now. They're going to get ready to go here. They're going to try to run that center. About 4 right there, coach. We're going in reverse here.
For a loss of 4.
Yeah, nice loss of 4. That'll bump the Hillmen back. Colin Bray, one of the best players on the Hillmen. That'll be third down and 9.
6. Third down and 9.
I'll tell you what, Steve, this game has got off to a quick start here. Both crowds are live right now. Coaches are running up and down the sidelines. It's a beautiful night here in Northern California. Friday, under the lights. Nowhere else I'd rather be right now, Steve.
Yeah, the Wood Creek offense has a lot of people who touch the ball. There's not one standout. A lot of different people who touch the ball. Austin Catapotis, their quarterback, only has 6 touchdowns throwing, but he'll come out and throw right here.
They're going to pass. Looks like that one's going to be caught. They could possibly pick up the first down right there. Well, Steve, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag real early tonight. I know who Frank Negri is. This offense they're running right now, could that possibly be the belly? Some kind of wing tee?
First down, Wood Creek.
I think Coach Negri is just coming in to kind of help be there as a mentor. But the Wood Creek offense, very electric. I think they put up 48 points or something like that last week against Golden Valley. Plus, they shut them out. So
I'll tell you what, their offense gets going, and when they do, they move the ball quick. They're going to get back up under center right now. Number 9's going to take the call. He's under center right now. They're getting ready to go. Looks like they're going to sweep left again here, Coach. They're going to get up the middle. Hey, he's got room. He's got a long ways to go. He's out front of everybody. Five's going to try to make a play on him here. Nope. Touchdown. Wood Creek. Sweeping left, put his foot in the ground and got upfield real quick.
Yeah, not a good start for the Hillmen. That was Isaiah Powell, number 16.
For Pyro on the touchdown run.
Well, no, I thought it was number 16, but the announcer's saying a different name and number 46. Maybe I saw that wrong, and it was 46. That was a long touchdown run. Cooper Cairo is actually the one who made the touchdown for the Hillmen.
Steve, that had to have been about a 60-yard run. That had to have been about a 60-yard run right there.
And as you just heard, Wood Creek took a 6-0 lead over Placer. And yeah, all the games, it looks like all the games are underway right now. And the Wood Creek score is currently the only one that has happened, it looks like. And yeah, we have 26 games tonight. We'll be going through all of them. To finish up real quick, in Division 7, we have Ripon Christian versus Rio Vista. And the winner of that game will take on Stone Ridge Christian, who beat Mariposa County yesterday. And then we also have tonight LeGrand, the 2 seed, against Delta. And the winner of that will be facing Woodland Christian next week. Woodland Christian is the 3 seed. They're 10-1, and they beat Gustine 45-8 yesterday. Those two Division 7 games were the only ones that took place yesterday. And some of the top games tonight. And looks like we're going to go to Placer real quick. All right, and here is Steve Montoya, who's covering the Placer Wood Creek game.
Hey,
Steve?
Thomas, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, cutting in and out. But Wood Creek jumps right out of the gate. They had a 3rd down and 9. They picked up the 1st down. And then right after that, they broke off around a 60-yard touchdown. And then the PAT was missed. So Wood Creek now with the 6-0 lead. And Placer will have the ball right now. They're driving up the middle. First play, nice pickup there by the Hillman. But good strike early for the Timberwolves. We saw them last week against Golden Valley putting up a ton of points. They came out. These two teams scrimmaged earlier in the season. A lot of offense in that game, so this might be a shootout. 6-0, Wood Creek. I'll go on mute here and come back when needed.
Cool. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, Placer, they're 10-0 this year, and they have a lot of close games, a lot of close wins, but they are the top seed in Division 3. And they're playing Wood Creek, who's a good team. They're 9-3, going for their 10th win this season. Both teams are ranked inside the top 25. Placer is ranked number 12. Wood Creek is ranked number 19. And the winner of that game will face the winner of Merced and Christian Brothers. Merced is the number 5 seed. Christian Brothers is the number 4 seed. And that game is currently scoreless right now. And it still looks like the Wood Creek game is the only one on the docket right now. And we are going to go to Sam real quick. And Sam is at the Granite Bay Downey and Modesto game. Sam, what do you got for us tonight?
Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm here at Chuck Hughes Stadium in Modesto. Both teams have had possession so far, and neither teams have scored. But Downey has the ball for the 2nd time in the 1st quarter, and that's where we're at right now.
Thanks, Sam. How is the crowd right now?
The home crowd is pretty on fire. This is Downey's first game of the playoffs since they had a bye last week, and they have student section and band here, so it's a great atmosphere.
Cool. Thanks, Sam, and we'll be hearing back from Sam as that game goes on. Sam is a Max Preps photographer, and he will have a great gallery up as usual after this game. And that game, it's arguably one of the top 2 games happening tonight. Downey is ranked number 10 in the section, while Granite Bay is ranked number 9. Downey is the 3 seed. Granite Bay is the 6 seed, and Downey hasn't lost this year. They're 10-0, while Granite Bay is 7-4. The winner of that game will face Antelope and Del Oro. And Antelope last week had one of the best games of the week. They scored a touchdown in the game's final seconds. And it looks like we have some score updates right now. In the Central Catholic Monterey Trail game, Central Catholic jumped out to a 7-0 lead. And that game is in the first quarter. In Escalon and Hilmar, Escalon has jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Antelope Del Oro is already off to a 7-0 lead. And we do have a reporter on the ground there that we will be checking in with tonight. LeGrand, they are up 7-0 over Delta in the Division 6 bracket. I'm sorry, Division 7 bracket. And let's see, Folsom, they've jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Sheldon. Sheldon beat they beat Lincoln of Stockton last week, 33-22, in what was a good defensive battle. And Orastemba, they've jumped out to a 6-0 lead over Colfax. Colfax is another team that won last week on a game-winning field goal. And Orastemba leads 6-0, pending the extra point. No, they missed the extra point, so it's 6-0 Colfax football. All right, and we are going to go to our first break tonight. We'll be back in the Sac Joaquin section red zone in 60 seconds.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download today.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Have you always wanted to be a sports?
Hi, and welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section red zone. We're going through all 26 games tonight in the section. And already, just from that break, Manteca, they have taken a 7-0 lead over Vacaville. And that is the Division 2 bracket. Manteca only has one loss this year, while Vacaville is 8-3. And the winner of that will take on Jesuit and Rockland next week. Jesuit and Rockland is a great matchup. Both teams are ranked in the section top 25, while Jesuit is the number 5 seed in Division 2, and Rockland is the Division 4. The 4th seed. Rockland this year, they've lost Turlock and Del Oro and Folsom, and they only lost to Folsom 14-7. They could be a team to watch out for the rest of the playoffs. And it looks like we don't have any new score updates here. Every game still is within 7 points. Every game's a close game still. right now, all 24 of the 25 teams ranked in the. And looks like we have an update from Sam, who's at Granite Bay and Downey. Sam, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, Granite Bay has just scored a touchdown to take the lead for the first time here in this game, and they are up 7-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first.
Thanks, Sam. And how did the touchdown occur?
Granite Bay had had a pass for about 70 yards. Looks like.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks, Sam, and we'll hear back from Sam later in this game. And again, that's one of the top games in the section. In fact, all four matchups tonight in Division Two are between teams ranked in the top 25 in the section, as is Division One. And those 8 teams in each section, 16 teams total. There, 16 of the 24 top 25 teams still going. Tracy is the one team that has been eliminated when they lost to Antelope last week on the game's final play when Antelope quarterback Josiah Bateman completed a touchdown pass to Cassidy Cole in the end zone, and it was their first lead of the game, and they won. They won that one 41-38, and that was the 10-7 game. Antelope is the 10 seed. And let's see what updates we have. St. Mary's has jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Turlock. St. Mary's is 10-0 right now, and they are the 2 seed in Division One. If and it looks like Vanden, the top seed, is up 7-0 over Buhok Colony. And that's Vanden's the top seed in Division 4. They're 9-1 this year, with their only loss being to Vacaville. Looks like Capital Christian has taken a 7-0 lead over Casa Roble. And Capital Christian, they're the 7 seed.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Steve. What?
Hey, just checking in. Sorry to interrupt. The Placer Wood Creek game. So after the touchdown run by Wood Creek, Placer then had the ball and threw an interception. Then Placer held Wood Creek, and Wood Creek forced to punt. But now the Hillman just fell back 5 yards, so it's going to be second down and 15. Hillman on the midfield there. So I don't have my regular phone with me, Thomas. So if you want to mute me and then, or I'll just come in and try to listen to you and come in when I can to keep you updated. Hillman just went back inside, and it's going to be a third down and long for the Hillman. So I'll go back on mute and try to jump in when I can to give you some updates here from Lefevre Stadium in Auburn.
Absolutely, thank you, Steve. And Steve Montoya is at the Placer Wood Creek game, and it sounds like Placer is facing a third down right now. Another score right now, Manteca has jumped out to a 14-0 lead over Vacaville in the Division 2 bracket. And that second touchdown came as Hudson Wyatt threw an 8-yard touchdown pass to Blake Nicholson, who's committed to Florida State. That came with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. The previous touchdown was scored on a 47-yard touchdown run by Bryson Davis. And Manteca leads 14-0. Vacaville ball with 4 minutes to go. And Folsom has already jumped out to a 14-0 lead over Sheldon. That's the 1-8 game in Division 1. Folsom looking to repeat its section championship this year. And Marysville has taken a 7-0 lead over Bradshaw Christian. And that's the Division 6 bracket, the 4-5 game. Marysville is the 4 seed. Rockland has jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Jesuit in the Division II bracket. And it looks like Orostemba has tied it up 6-6 against Colfax. They went for 2 and did not score. The Colfax touchdown was by Kenny Gould, who ran it in. And the Orostemba touchdown, the first win in the game, was by Kai Brazil, and he also ran it in. That game is 6-6 in the first. The Folsom game, which is 14-0 right now, the first touchdown was by Donovan Maxey Parler on a 2-yard run, and the most recent touchdown to put the Bulldogs up 14-0 was a touchdown pass from Austin Mack to Rico Flores, who is committed to Notre Dame. And Sheldon has the ball right now. It's 4th down, nearing the end of the first quarter. The Central Catholic game against Monterey Trail, the first quarter is over, and Central Catholic is up 7-0 in that one. And Central Catholic running back Tyler Jacklich, they're having trouble bringing him down tonight. He's the third rate, the third. He has the third most rushing yards in the section this year. And Central Catholic has the ball on the Monterey Trail 2-yard line right now. And we will have an update from that one shortly. Turlock has tied up the game with St. Mary's 7-7. And that's a really good matchup in Division One. Turlock started out the year by beating Rockland, and they are 7-4 this year, ranked 11th in the section, and they are the number 7 seed in Division One. And Turlock tied up the game when Cole Gilbert threw a 29-yard touchdown pass to Joshua Weatherby for a touchdown. That game is 7-7. But St. Mary's, they are moving down the field quick. Asante Carter just had a long run, and they're on their own 39-yard line right now. Still about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Castle Roble has tied up the game against Capital Christian, 7-7. Connor Campbell threw a 47-yard touchdown pass to Cole Owens, and Owens is one of the best receivers in the section. He has the second most receiving yards, and he's only a junior. And Owens, he's been a playmaker since last season when he made an impact in the playoffs last year, and he's doing it again this year. It looks like Casa Roble and Capital Christian is tied 7-7, and it looks like there's still about 8 minutes to go in the first quarter over there. West Park, they have taken a 21-0 lead over Nevada Union. These two teams played each other earlier in the season, and West Park won that game 36-6. Let's see. There are no touchdown updates currently at that game, but West Park leads 21-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. St. Mary's is currently facing a 4th down against Turlock. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. That one is 7-7. So we'll probably have an update from Steve momentarily, but Plaster has taken a 7-0 lead. I'm sorry, a 7-6 lead over Wood Creek. And then Patterson has taken a 7-0 lead over Roseville. Escalon is up 14-0 over Hillmar. That game is in the second quarter. So just to take you around the section, update you on some scores right now. Turlock and St. Mary's are knotted up 7-7. Vanden is up 7-0 over Buhawk Colony. And looks like we have an update from the Granite Bay Downey game. Sam, what's going on tonight?
Hey guys, so Granite Bay has jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and they scored a running touchdown in the first quarter, and we are at the end of the first quarter with Granite Bay leading.
Perfect. Thanks for the update, Sam, and we'll be back at that game throughout the night. Again, Sam is a Max Prep photographer, and he'll have great images after the game that I recommend that you look at. It looks like Central Catholic has taken a 14-0 lead over Monterey Trail, and it came on a Joel Roberts touchdown run for Central Catholic. They are up 14-0 with about 10 minutes to go. Monterey Trail received the kickoff, and they will start the drive on their own 20-yard line. Over in Folsom, they're still leading 14-0, and Diallo Washington just got a sack for Folsom. That game is in the second quarter. St. Mary's is still moving down the field. They're down at the Turlock 32-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the first. St. Mary's and Turlock remain tied 7-7. Capital Christian and Casa Roble are tied up 7-7, and Capital Christian is moving down the field right now. They are at the Casa Roble 42-yard line. That game is midway through the first quarter. And we are going live to Steve and
Yeah.
at the Plaster game. How's that game going, Steve?
Yeah, a lot of updates since the last time we talked to you, Thomas. The Hillman punched it in to take a 7-6 lead, and then Wood Creek, huge kickoff return, got them all the way down, basically inside the Hillman red zone. They punched it in. Cairo punched it in to take the lead. They another failed conversion, so it was 12-7 Wood Creek. Then the Hillman, Isaiah Hanley with a huge kickoff return, got it all the way down in Wood Creek's red zone, and then Hillman scored, and Costa Lexic scored, and now it's 14-12. Wood Creek or Placer leading, 46 seconds left to go in this first quarter. We expected, Thomas, a high-scoring game in this one. We did not expect it to be the way it's going now, but as expected, the Hillman lead this one 14-12. If you're super interested in this game, you can go to the Wood Creek and Plaster's page as well if you want to bounce in and out, as we have live broadcasts from this game going right now. Thanks, Thomas.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, that Plaster game. Right now, that is the highest scoring game in the area, and that game has a lot of action, as you just heard. And you can also listen into that game right here on Game Mic. We also have the Oak Grove game available on Game Mic as well, or on the Max Preps matchup pages. Feel free to go listen into any of those. Let's see, Antelope and Del Oro. That game is all knotted up at 7 now, as 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 Antelope has tied up the game. Quarterback Josiah Bateman threw a 44-yard touchdown pass to Trevon Watson for the touchdown. With about 2 minutes to go, the extra point was good, and it's a 7-7 Antelope versus Del Oro. LeGrand is up 14-0 over Delta. Ripon Christian, they are off to a hot start, already scoring 20 points against Rio Vista in the second quarter. That is the Ripon Christian is the top seed in Division 7. They're 8-2 this year, and they're taking on Rio Vista right now. And they know their opponent already. Next week they'll be facing Stone Ridge Christian. Stone Ridge Christian was one of the 2 playoff games yesterday. They beat Mariposa County 36-13. Bradshaw Christian has tied up the game against Marysville. A touchdown. It was a touchdown run from Brandon Burden. That game has entered the second quarter. 10 minutes to go in the second. Bradshaw Christian and Marysville are tied up 7-7. Liberty Ranch has jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Dixon. And it looks like after the touchdown, they intercepted a pass. But then Liberty Ranch had to punt, and Dixon has the ball right now on their own 25-yard line. That game is 7-0 Liberty Ranch over Dixon. Liberty Ranch this year had their best year in school history, going 10-0, and yeah, they're looking good this year. I know they're led by a good senior class that's been together for a long time. And we still have scoreless games in the second quarter between Lincoln and Kimball, and Ripon and Sutter. Sutter, they're the 20th ranked team in the section and the top seed in Division 5. They're 10-0 this year. It's their first year in the Sac Joaquin section after moving from the North Coast section. Ryan Reynolds has been the head coach there since 2009, and they've done nothing but win since he's got there, going 142-30. Down in the Colfax Orastemba game, Orastemba has taken a 13-6 lead. And that game, the first quarter just ended. Orastemba threw a touchdown pass, 13-6. And we have an update. It looks like Josh has checked in. We might have an update shortly from the Del Oro game.
Yeah, I got
Josh,
you.
how's it going
Thomas, can you
tonight?
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Josh. How's it going?
Okay. Yeah, I know it's a little bit loud. I hear the band's going 7-7 after the first quarter. Del Oro started off with a rushing touchdown. Antelope countered with about a 50-yard passing touchdown. So we're getting into the second quarter now. Dio has the ball driving on Antelope's 40.
Thank you, Josh. And that's Josh Carson, who is doing video at the Del Oro Antelope game, one of the top games in Division 2. And check out that video on Max Preps following the game. Let's see. And Turlock, they have just scored, and right now they're up 13-7 over St. Mary's. They missed the extra point. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Turlock is up 13-7, and St. Mary's they really had a great year, going 10-0. And they're the 2 seed, and they're one of Max Prep's national top 100 teams in the country. But Turlock, they're 7-4, big win over Rockland this year. and they're in the driver's seat 13-7 right now as that game nears the end of the first quarter. Buhok Colony just kicked a field goal. They're now down 7-3 against Vanden. Manteca still leads 14-0 over Vacaville. Central Catholic remains with a 14-0 lead over Monterey Trail. Escalon just scored again. They lead 14-7 over Hillmar, and they got that ball into the end zone on the ground. Roseville and Patterson are now all tied up 7-7 in the second quarter. Lolo Matali had an 11-yard rushing touchdown for Patterson just now, actually, as Patterson takes a 14-7 lead over Roseville with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. And it looks like we have an update from Oak Ridge. Chris, how's it going tonight? Hello, Chris. Chris from Oak Ridge. We will get back to Chris shortly, but we have an update from Sam, who's at Granite Bay and Downey. Sam, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, Granite Bay has just scored another touchdown, and they have kicked an extra point to take the lead 21-0, but they did a reverse play and passed it to the Granite Bay quarterback, and he caught the ball for a touchdown. And
Wow.
that's where we are right now. So Granite Bay has jumped out to a 21-0 lead over the number 3 seeded Downey.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam. How much time is left in that one?
There's 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Sam, and we will hear from Sam again later this game. That would be Granite Bay is the 6th seed, and they are currently up 21-0 over the 3 seed Downey. And Downey's 10-0, undefeated this year. Let's try Chris again at the Oak Ridge Elk Grove game. Chris, can you hear us? Hello, Chris. All right, we will try him again momentarily. And let's see. Right now, Oak Ridge does lead Elk Grove 13-7, and that's a Division I game. The winner of that one will face the winner of Turlock and St. Mary's, and that Turlock game, they're up 13-7 over St. Mary's. Turlock is the 7th seed, and St. Mary's is the 2 seed and 10-0. Let's see. Vanden has just scored again. They're up 14-7. Or I'm sorry, 14-3 over Buhok Colony in the second quarter. Trey Dimes with a 5-yard rushing touchdown to take a 14-3 lead. That one is nearing halftime. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. West Park, they've gone up 28-0 over Nevada Union. 12 Bridges and Houston, they remain knotted up 0-0. That game is in the second quarter. LeGrand has taken a 21-0 lead over Delta. And looks like Chris at Oak Ridge. How's it going tonight, Chris?
Sebastian Sutton just outside of his reach, falls incomplete. That'll bring up third and goal. Fourth and goal. Oak Ridge is sending in number 17, Carson Nichols, for a field goal attempt.
Hello, Chris. All right, we will try Chris again shortly. Ripon Christian has gone up 27-0 over Rio Vista. Grant in the first quarter is up 14-7 over Yuba City. And Yuba City last week had one of the bigger upsets when they beat Vista Del Lago 48-6. Yuba City's 5-6, but they're a really good team, and so is Grant this year, who's 7-2. They're ranked 23rd in the section, and they are the number 3 seed in Division 3. They'll take on the winner of Roseville and Patterson. Right now, Patterson leads that game 14-7 in the second quarter. Folsom, they're a powerhouse, and they've taken a 28-0 lead over Sheldon. And it came on another touchdown pass from Austin Mack, who hit Brian Ray in the end zone. And that came after an interception that got Folsom the ball back. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter, and we're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike. Thank you for listening in. Game Mike was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mike today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download it today.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section Red Zone. We have some new score updates. Kimball has taken a 6-0 lead over Lincoln of Lincoln. And Rockland kicked a field goal. They're now up 10-0 over Jesuit, and that's one of the top Division II teams. Looks like the Kimball touchdown was on a 57-yard touchdown run from Sebastian Tate. That game is about 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Kimball has the ball again on their own 48. Over in the Liberty Ranch Dixon game, Liberty Ranch still leads 7-0. But they're driving right now. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. They're at the Dixon 32-yard line. Somerville has taken a 24-0 lead over Esparto. Somerville, they're the number 1 seed in Division 6. They're 9-1, and their only loss is to Sonora, who they're the number 2 seed in Division 5. And their game with Center right now, Sonora versus Center. We will come back with an update. There currently isn't one. Sonora is 8-2 on the year. Center is 6-4.
Hey, Thomas.
And we've got Josh from the Del Oro game. Josh, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I can give an update over here at DL. 8:24 remaining in the first half. DL takes a 13-7 lead. They fumbled the snap on the extra point, but they found a receiver open in the end zone. So they're up by 6 here. 8:24 to go.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. And again, Josh will have video from that game. Del Oro is up 13-7 over Antelope in the Division 2 bracket. Oak Ridge is up 16-7 over Elk Grove. That's in the Division 1 bracket. Rockland just scored again. They're up 17-0 right now over Jesuit. And that touchdown came on a 2-yard touchdown run. About 5 minutes to go in the first half, and we will have a halftime update from Aaron Jackson, who is covering the game for Gold Country Media. Again, that's a 17-0 Rockland over Jesuit in the Division 2 bracket. Lincoln, they forced a turnover on downs on Kimball. And looks like we have an update from Placer, Steve Montoya. Steve, what do you got for us?
Are you there?
Yes. How's it going, Steve?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So Cooper Cairo, his third touchdown of the night for Wood Creek, another long touchdown run, puts Wood Creek up 19-14 with 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. But the Hillmen have the ball at the Wood Creek 8-yard line, 3rd down and 2. Hillman will get the ball to start the second half. Keep it with me here. I'll call this game as we go. There's a handoff inside to Costa Lexic. He's got the first down. And so we'll have a first down and goal. Thomas, if you want to stay with me here, I can call
Absolutely.
this. I can call this the remainder of this one here as Coach Joey Montoya calls in his offense. This has been a back and forth game right now. Actually, the Hillman offense hasn't looked too sharp tonight. Just a couple nice kickoff return got him into the end zone. But finally, Jalen Suggs and them has been moving. So there is a penalty, and it looks like this one is going to be against
We're going to have to wait for it.
encroachment on Wood Creek. So this is going to move the Hillman even closer to the end zone. Jalen Suggs, the big kid for Hillman, number 16, who is a big. He's not a traditional running back. He's like 6'3", bigger, taller kid. Has been running the ball hard. He's got the Hillman. He had a big run in this possession. So Hillman come up to the line in their wing T offense. They're 16. Suggs trying to punch it, but Wood Creek does a great job of holding him up. So that's going to be his second down. So right now, Thomas, I'm literally standing on the. I'm literally standing right, basically on the pylon on the Hillman sidelines, looking directly down the line right now, and it's about a long one into the end zone. Second down and 1. Hillman come up to the line, 3 running backs in the backfield. They're going to go inside, and Wood Creek stuffs it again. Great hit for Wood Creek, and Coach Montoya is not a happy camper right there on the sideline. Looks like somebody missed a block. So this is going to now all of a sudden you got a 3rd and goal from the 2. So 14-19. The Hillman trail. We have 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this half. Sorry to take over your broadcast here, Thomas, but I figured I'd just give you this one and at least call it until we have some kind of score update here or a change of possession.
Absolutely. It sounds like a good one there.
Yeah, so now third down. Hillman coming to the line. They're going to go back into their big guy. Suggs, no, they're going to keep it. Craycraft, the quarterback, finds the end zone. Well-designed play there. I thought it was going into Suggs, but instead Craycraft holds it out. I think Wood Creek at the same time thought it was going in as well, but instead Craycraft, the quarterback, keeps it for the touchdown. Hillman going to go up in this one at least 20 to 19. PAT Gutman. So I'll leave you here, let you get back to the red zone, and I'll head to the audience. And Thomas, when I come request to speak, that means I got an update. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for listening in. Hillman right now going for their PAT to try to put this into a 2-point game here at Miller Johnson Field. Placer and Wood Creek going back and forth. The PAT is up. All right. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve, for that update. 21-19, Placer over Wood Creek. And let's see if Sam has an update for us at Granite Bay. Sam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. And what do you got for us, Sam?
So Downey scored their first points of the game with a touchdown in the second quarter with 4 minutes, and they tried a extra point, but it was blocked by Granite Bay's defense. Granite Bay currently has the ball on the 50-yard line, and it's 21-6 with 2 minutes and 30 counting down in the second quarter.
Perfect. Thank you for that update, Sam. Sounds like a good one. Granite Bay versus Downey. Over in Turlock versus St. Mary's. Turlock, the 7th seed, has jumped out to a 19-7 lead over St. Mary's about 9 minutes ago in the second quarter. And St. Mary's, they're already down to the Turlock 31-yard line, looking to make this a one-possession game again. The touchdown, it was Cole Gilbert's another touchdown pass from Cole Gilbert, who hit Jeremiah Bertolato for a touchdown. That is 19-7 Turlock. And it looks like we have another update from Sam at Granite Bay Downey. Sam, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so Granite Bay just scored a 40-yard touchdown run, and they are now up 28-6 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter.
Wow, thank you for that update, Sam. That was a quick score by Granite Bay. And Granite Bay, they're the 6th seed going against 3rd seeded Downey, 28-6. And although Downey is the 3 seed, Granite Bay is ranked 9th in the section, while Downey is ranked 10th. Granite Bay 7-4. Just to get some scores from around the section, Turlock over St. Mary's 19-7. Vanden over Buhok Colony 14-3 in the second quarter. Capital Christian and Casa Roble remain tied 7-7. And wow, it looks like we have an update from the Central Catholic Monterey Trail game. Central Catholic has taken a 21-7 lead. And Tyler Jacklich, one of the top rushers in the section, scored on a 5-yard run to make that game 21-7. And let's see, Somerville, they're up 31-0 over Esparto. Manteca now is up 20-0 over Vacaville. Escalon still leads Hillmar 14-7. West Park is jumping out to a big lead, 38-0 now over Nevada Union. Again, those teams played earlier this year, and West Park won that game 36-6. Patterson has taken a 21-7 lead over Roseville. 12 Bridges and Houston remain tied 0-0. Placer's up 21-19 over Wood Creek. Del Oro is up 13-7 over Antelope. And looks like we have another update from Sam at the Granite Bay Downey game. We'll take it to you, Sam.
Hey guys, so Downey has just scored a 70-yard touchdown pass, and they are going to try going for a 2-point conversion here. It is currently 20-12. If you guys, or if you want to stick with me for just a second while they try this 2-point conversion.
Absolutely, we'll stay with you, Sam.
Granite Bay or Downey pass, and no, they did not get the 2-point conversion. So it is currently 20-12 with 1:45 left in the second quarter.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam, for that update. Right now, we're going to go to Aaron Jackson with Gold Country Media. He is at the Rockland Jesuit game, and Aaron, how is that game so far?
Yeah, sorry if it's a little loud. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Aaron.
Okay, sorry it's a little bit loud here. It's, halftime. The cheers doing their thing. I'm honestly shocked. Right now, it's 24-0 Rockland over Jesuit at halftime. It's just been complete domination. Really, what did Jesuit in the first half is they decided to go for it on a 4th down from their own 25-yard line, and they had a good play drawn up. And if it was caught, that was going to be a good 40-yard gain. But the receiver dropped it. I think it was Anthony Seibels at number 27, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, Rockland gets the ball. They take it back down. Elias Brown has 2 touchdowns in the first half. Elias Brown, 2 touchdowns. Mason Silva with 1. And then they got a field goal as well from Logan Pandis. So just complete domination here thus far. Jesuit have not been able to run the ball. One of their best running backs, Jagger Shaddix, he got shaken up a little bit earlier in the game. He's been back in ever since, but he's only got about 6 carries for 7 yards right now. And they're just getting pummeled. So Jesuit's going to need to come out with some firepower. They do get the ball first in the second half, but Rockland's defenses look strong. They're all healthy at the right time. I mean, they look legit right now.
Wow, Aaron, and how's the crowd atmosphere at the game tonight?
It's actually pretty good. I'm happy to see it because, obviously it's Veterans Day and the kids had the day off, but it's a really good crowd on the home sideline. Then looking over to the away sideline, the Jesuit student section traveled really well. They've honestly probably got about as many people in their student section as Rockland does. It's been a good turnout on both sides so far. It's been good to see.
Perfect. Thanks for that update, Aaron, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how that game ends. And that was Aaron with Gold Country Media, and you can read his recap tonight on the Rockland Jesuit game shortly after the game. I know he's very good at getting that up very very shortly after the game ends. We have an update in the Turlock St. Mary's game. St. Mary's cut the lead to 19-14, and Asante Carter got a 1-yard rushing touchdown to cut that lead down to 5. That's easily one of the most intriguing games on our menu tonight. Turlock 7-4, St. Mary's 10-0. The winner of that game will face Oak Ridge and Elk Grove. And Oak Ridge right now currently leads 23-7 in the second quarter. And Oak Ridge right now, they're 8-2 on the season. They're having a good year after a 3-7 record last year. It's Casey Taylor's second year. Oak Ridge is the 3 seed, and it's looking like they're going to face the winner of Turlock and St. Mary's as long as they can hold on. More scores from around the section. Ripon Christian is up 34-0 over Rio Vista. And Grant has taken a commanding 28-10 lead in the second quarter. Grant got their last touchdown on a 50-yard pass from quarterback Joseph McCray to Kyrell Goss Pruitt. And that game is 28-10. Grant is the number 3 seed in Division 3, and they'll face the winner of, or the winner of Grant Yuba City will face the winner of Roseville Patterson. Liberty Ranch has taken a 14-7 lead over Dixon. Kimball still leads 6-0 over Lincoln. Ripon and Sutter remain scoreless 0-0, and that game is at the half. And Sutter, they're ranked 20th in the section. They're the number 1 seed in Division 5. Ripon's 5-6 this year, but they've had some playoff magic so far. Last week they trailed 24-7 at one point against Rosemont, but they roared back. They scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and with under 10 seconds to play, they scored a touchdown to win 35-30. And that got him here this week against Sutter. And that game, it looks like a defensive battle. A lot of punts, it looks like. All right, and with some of the games going to the half right now, we will take a quick 60-second break, and we'll be back shortly on the Sac Joaquin Section Red Zone.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download today.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free
Hello and welcome back to the Sac Joaquin Section Red Zone. We're taking you through all 26 games tonight. 2 of the games already happened yesterday in Division 7 as Stone Ridge Christian beat Mariposa County 36-13, and then Woodland Christian beat Gustine 45-8. And right now we have a couple of score updates. Casa Roble is up 13-7 with about 7 minutes left. Quarterback Connor Campbell just got in the end zone on a 9-yard run. The extra point is pending on that one. And then over in the 12 Bridges Houston game, it's all tied up 7-7. Houston was down 7-0 with under a minute left on their own side of the field. But Liam Bridgeford of Houston broke a 66-yard touchdown run to tie it up. That game is at the half. 12 Bridges 7, Houston 7, and all the scoring came quick there. Right before that play, 12 Bridges got in the end zone as Anthony Gallagher picked off the ball and took it 70 yards into the end zone. Again, that is 7-7 at the half. A lot of our games are at halftime right now. Just to give a quick score rundown, we've got Turlock over St. Mary's 19-14. Vanden over Buhawk Colony, 14-3. We do have a score update in the Center Sonora game. Center has an early 7-6 lead in Division 5, and Center's the 10 seed. They're 6-4. Sonora, the 2 seed, they're 8-2. Again, Center with a 7-6 lead. Manteca scored again. They're up 28-0 now over Vacaville. Central Catholic leads 21-7 over Monterey Trail at the half. Escalon is leading Hillmar at the half, 14-7. Nevada Union got on the scoreboard, but West Park leads 38-7 against Nevada Union. That game is in the second quarter. Also in the second quarter, Patterson is up 21-14 on Roseville. As Roseville just scored on a wow, and again, just like the last time I did a Patterson update, Patterson scores. As I'm looking at it, Max Medina, a 36-yard touchdown pass to Lolo Matele. That game is 28-14 Patterson. Under a minute left before halftime. The Roseville touchdown that made it 21-14 was a 2-yard rushing touchdown from Brandon Graydon. And that's a Division III game. Patterson's the 2 seed, and the winner of Patterson-Roseville will take on the winner of Grant and Yuba City. And Grant still leads 28-10. That game is in the second quarter. Bradshaw Christian just took a 14-7 lead over Marysville. That game's at the half. Another score with less than a minute to play before halftime. Nathan Zapiri scored from 3 yards out. Bradshaw Christian leads 14-7 at the half right now. And that's a Division 6 matchup. Bradshaw Christian is 8-2, while Marysville is 7-3. And that's the 4-5 game. So the winner of that will play the winner of Somerville and Sparto. Orastemba has jumped out to a 27-6 lead over Colfax. That game's in the second quarter. Kimball just scored to take a 12-0 lead over Lincoln of Lincoln. And that was another game with under a minute to go. They threw a 16-yard touchdown pass into the end zone to take a 12-0 lead. They missed the extra point. That game's at the half. Kimball 12, Lincoln of Lincoln 0. In the Manteca Vacaville game, which is Manteca 28-0 at the half, Manteca scored their most recent touchdown. Isaiah White recovered a fumble at Vacaville's 38, and then on the next play, quarterback Hudson Wyatt threw a 38-yard touchdown pass to Florida State commit Blake Nicholson. And then Elijah Cota ran it in for 2 to make it 28-0. LeGrand is up 28-0 over Delta, and that's in the Division 7 bracket. If LeGrand can hold on, they would face the 3 seed Woodland Christian, who's 10-1 and just beat Gustine yesterday, 45-8, to move on to the Division 7 section semifinals. Ripon Christian, also in that in Division 7, they're the number 1 seed. They're up 41-0 over Rio Vista, and they will take on Stone Ridge Christian, who beat Mariposa County yesterday, 36-13. And it looks like we have an update from Josh at the Del Oro game. Josh, how's it going?
Good, man. Good job on here. Live covering a lot of games tonight. Yeah, I got a halftime update, 19-7. Del Oro leads. There was a play before we get to the halftime here. Do a quick little recap. There was a play that Antelope had. Del Oro fumbled at the Antelope's 1 yard line going into score. Antelope recovered the fumble, then got to fourth down in their own drive. Was back at about their 1, did a fake punt, and almost took the ball down the field to score again right before the half, but it was stopped by Del Oro. So it'll be 19-7 as we go into the half here at Del Oro.
Thanks, Josh. And how's the crowd been there tonight?
It's a pretty good crowd here. I'd say it was probably a bit more filled back when the weather was a bit warmer and it wasn't holiday. But it's still a good atmosphere here tonight. Antelope has traveled well on the contrary. And so, yeah, it's been a pretty good atmosphere, loud. And, this game is far from over here as I look over to the scoreboard and there's a Max Preps banner up. So you got to like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Josh, for that update. Del Oro up 19-7 over Antelope in the Division II bracket. And they'll face the winner of Granite Bay and Downey. Granite Bay currently leads Downey 28-12. I believe that game is at the half. Oak Ridge has jumped out to a 30-7 lead now. That game is still in the second quarter. Looks like the last touchdown came on a Keegan Bailey pass to Tyler Guthmeyer with under a minute to go in the first half for the touchdown. And Oak Ridge up 30-7 over Elk Grove. The winner of that game will take on the winner of Turlock and St. Mary's, which is currently 19-14 Turlock in the second quarter. And at halftime. No, correction, that game is in the second quarter still. Casa Roble is up 14-7 over Capital Christian. Orastemba up 33-6 over Colfax. Ripon and Sutter halftime has ended, and both those teams are still scoreless as we head into the third quarter. Grant scored again to take a 34-10 lead over Yuba City. They went for 2. They did not get it, but they did score a passing touchdown there. And there's looks like Yuba City kicked a field goal just now too, so it's 34-13 Grant over Yuba City. Under a minute left to go in the second quarter, so that game is about to be at the half. Patterson and Roseville. Patterson leads 28-21. Roseville just scored another touchdown with under a minute to go before the half, as Brandon Graydon threw a 51-yard touchdown to Christopher O'Neill to get Roseville within 1 touchdown. That's 28-21 just before the half. Folsom, who jumped out to a very early 28-0 lead, still has a 28-0 lead, and that game is at halftime right now. LeGrand has extended its lead over Delta 35-0. Placer leads Wood Creek 21-19 at the half in the Division III bracket. Uh, 12 Bridges in Houston. The second half has begun. That game is still tied up 7-7. And we will head over to Steve at the Plaster game for an update. Steve? All right, we'll check in shortly, and we will take a 60-second break and be back shortly.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
All right, welcome back, and we're going to try Steve at the Plaster game. Steve, how's the game going so far? Hello, Steve. All right, we will check back in shortly with Steve. And a lot of the games are the third quarter starting up. Liberty Ranch up 14-7 over Dixon. That game is in the third quarter. Rockland leads 24-0 over Jesuit. That game has started back up again. Oak Ridge and Oak Grove just got to halftime. It's 30-7 Oak Ridge. Del Oro leads at the half over Antelope 19-7. LeGrand leads Delta 35-0 at the half. Turlock, looks like both Turlock and St. Mary's have scored. Turlock leads 25-21. That game is still in the second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Turlock just completed the 2-point conversion, 27-21 Turlock. The touchdown was Cole Gilbert, the quarterback, ran it in from 1 yard out. And they were down 21-19 to St. Mary's after Samson Hunkin scored on a 6-yard rushing touchdown that gave St. Mary's a 21-19 lead. Now it's 27-21 Turlock. That game less than 2 minutes to go before halftime. Sonora has taken a 12-7 lead over Center. Somerville leads Esparto 31-0. Central Catholic has jumped out to a 28-7 lead over Monterey Trail. The last touchdown came on another rushing score from Tyler Jacklich, this time from 14 yards out. Jacklich already with 3 touchdowns, and he's one of the top rushers in the entire section, number 3 in rushing yards.
Comments?
Yes, Steve, what do you got for us?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so it's at halftime right here, 21-19. Placer leads. About 3 minutes remaining before the second half kicks off. Placer will receive the ball to start the second half. The wonderful band has just left the field. The cheerleaders on both sides doing a great job for both teams. So 21-19. We're in store for a great one out at Miller Johnson Stadium in Auburn. We'll check back with you later, enjoying all the updates from around the section. Thomas, good job. And we'll leave as a speaker. And next time we request to speak, we'll be ready for the next update. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve, for that update. And that's a good one down in Division 3, top-seeded Placer against number 8 Wood Creek. That score, it's 21-19. Placer's the 1 seed, Wood Creek's the 8 seed. You would think that Placer would have been the heavy favorites, but both these teams are the top 2 teams remaining in Division 3 in terms of section ranking-wise. Placer is ranked 12th in the section, while Wood Creek is ranked 19th in the section. Other teams that are ranked in Division 3 is Grant, who's 23rd, and they're up on Yuba City right now. And then also Patterson, they're ranked 25th in the section. They're the number 2 seed against Roseville, and that game's 28-21 right now. Each time Patterson has pulled away to take a 2-touchdown lead, Roseville has come right back and answered with a touchdown of their own. That's 28-21 Patterson. Colfax has scored. Orastemba now leads Colfax 33-13. That game is still in the second quarter. Ripon and Sutter, it's still a 0-0 game here. Both teams are just playing great defense. Escalon is up 21-7 over Hillmar. And Escalon, that game, it's nearing the end of the third with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. They just scored on a rushing touchdown to take a 21-7 lead. Escalon over Hillmar, and that's a Division 5 game. Escalon's 8-3, Hillmar's 7-3, and they're the 4 and 5 seeds. Hillmar's the 4 seed, and the winner of that will face Sutter and Ripon, and those teams are tied up 0-0 in the third quarter. And it looks like Sutter has taken over the ball at their own 41-yard line after a Ripon punt. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. We still have a lot of close games tonight. There are some games where one team has a commanding lead, but we have Turlock over St. Mary's 25-21. That one's still in the first half. Another one in the first half still is Casa Roble and Capital Christian. Casa Roble leads 14-7. Patterson and Roseville has just gotten to halftime. Patterson is up 28-21. Houston has taken a 14-7 lead over 12 Bridges. 12 Bridges is coming off a good win last week, and it's their first year ever as a football team, and already in the second round of the playoffs. That team is led by a lot of juniors. Whit Cruz at quarterback. They have a very strong running game too that contributed to many of 12 Bridges' touchdowns last week. Bradshaw Christian is now up 21-7 over Marysville in the third quarter. And it's Nathan Zeppery again, this time a 5-yard rushing touchdown. 8 minutes to play in the third. Bradshaw Christian leads Marysville 21-7, and that's in Division 6, where the winner will take on the winner of Somerville and Esparto. Sutter has reached the red zone. It's third down right now, less than a minute to go before the end of the third quarter, and they have the ball on the Ripon 20. We will check in with them shortly. Vanden's up 14-3 over Buhawk Colony. With under a minute to go in the first half of the Turlock St. Mary's game in Division 1, Turlock's up 27-21. But St. Mary's, they have just entered Turlock territory at the 46-yard line after a long pass from Samson Hunkin. 27-21. We will check in with that game shortly. Sutter converted the third down. They now have the ball on the Ripon 15-yard line, under a minute to play in the third, and it's a second down for them, looking to break the scoreless tie that has made it all the way to the third quarter. It's the only scoreless tie out of any of the 26 games right now. Somerville is up 31-0 over Esparto. And with many of the games at half or just starting the third quarter, we will take a short break before an exciting second half for most of these games here on the Sac Joaquin section audio red zone presented by Max Preps. We will be back in 60 seconds.
Max Preps is America's source for high school sports, and we're looking for more broadcasters out there that have an interest in providing live audio from their high school events. No experience needed, but it can be gained. Email socialmp@cbsinteractive.com to learn more. That's socialmp@cbsinteractive.com.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program.
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section audio red zone presented by Max Preps. Sutter has broken the scoreless tie with Ripon. It's now 7-0 Sutter after a 15-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jagger Beck to Luke Miller. That's 7-0 Sutter. And Sutter is the top seed in Division 5. They're 10-0 this year. That game is heading into the fourth quarter right now. And the winner of that will face the winner of Escalon and Hilmar. In the St. Mary's game, Turlock leads 27-21 right now. And that ball, St. Mary's has the ball just before halftime. They are at the 33-yard, the Turlock 33, under a minute to play. They just called a timeout, and they have one timeout remaining. And Capital Christian has tied up the game with Casa Roble. That game is still in the second quarter. And it came on a touchdown pass from Eddie Brusalis to Malachi Tatoni. That was from 48 yards out. to tie it up 14-14, and that game is still in the first half. Right now, it's under a minute to go, but Capital Christian has gotten the ball back, and they're at the Casa Roble 37-yard line after a great catch by Kanye Clark. And Clark kind of does it all for Capital Christian. He's good offensively and defensively. St. Mary's has gotten the ball down to the Turlock 15-yard line, 27-21, just before halftime. We'll keep it. We'll keep an eye on that game with an update shortly. And Ripon, who's down 7-0 against Sutter, they are slowly moving the ball down the field. They have the ball at their own 44-yard line, and that game is already in the fourth quarter. Again, Sutter leads that one 7-0. Manteca is up 34-0 over Vacaville. Somerville is up 31-0 over Esparto. 12 Bridges has tied the game up against Houston. That game is now 14-14. And it came on a rushing touchdown. And those guys are young, and they really have a good running game led by Nathan Crawford. But Houston answered back very quickly as Malachi Sumter scored on a 65-yard rushing touchdown. There's 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Houston missed the extra point, but they lead 20-14. 7 minutes to go in the third. And we have an update from Sam at the Granite Bay Downey game. Sam, what's going on?
Hey guys, it's the third quarter right now. 5:21 here has gone by, and Granite Bay has just scored the first points of the third quarter, or the second half. They scored on a 40-yard pass, and they are up 35-12 right now.
All right, cool. Thank you, Sam. Granite Bay up 35-12 over Downey and Modesto, who is undefeated at 10-0 right now. And St. Mary's scored just before the half. Samson Hunkin, another touchdown pass, this time from 15 yards out to receiver Caden Ward for a touchdown. The extra point is good, and St. Mary's is up 28-27 with very little time remaining in the first half. And that looks like a good one, and it looks like the winner of that will face Oak Ridge likely. And Oak Ridge, they're up 30-7 at the half right now against Elk Grove. Also in Division 1, Folsom is now up 35-0. And they actually just scored again, 42-0. The last two touchdowns, it was Jonathan Maxey Parler with a 35-yard rushing touchdown, his second of the game, and that made it 35-0. And then Folsom forced a punt, and Abram Woodson got a rushing touchdown from 11 yards out. That's 42-0. About 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And the winner of that one will face the winner of Monterey Trail and Central Catholic. Yeah, and that game's in the third quarter right now. Central Catholic leads 35-7 over Monterey Trail. Capital Christian and Casa Roble are now tied, or they've been tied, but it's now halftime. Manteca made the extra point on their previous touchdown to take a 35-0 lead. It looks like we have two scoring updates in the Central Catholic Monterey Trail game. Central Catholic now leads 42-13. They've scored 21 points in the third quarter. The last Monterey Trail touchdown, or first, it was 35-0, and Central Catholic scored on another Tyler Jacklett's rushing touchdown, 28 yards out. Fourth touchdown of the game for Jacklich. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Ali Coulier of Monterey Trail returned it 75 yards to the house for a touchdown. And right now they are attempting an onside kick. They're down 42-13 to Central Catholic. We will see what's going on right now. And it looks like we have an update from Steve at the Placer game. Steve, what's going on down there?
Yeah, Croy, the Wood Creek running back, does it again. His fourth touchdown. Cooper Cairo, this time from 60 plus. Just a handoff right inside. He took it right up the gut. No Hillman touched him. Hillman got the ball to start the first half, had a punt, and then basically a couple plays later, Wood Creek takes the lead here. 26-21, 8:30 remaining left to go in the third quarter, and the Hillman just got bumped back 5 yards or so all the way back on their own 15-yard line here in Auburn.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Steve Montoya at the Placer Wood Creek game. And you can follow along with that game on Max Preps, both score updates and audio by going to the game on Max Preps. You can also listen to the Oak Ridge game by doing the same thing. And Monterey Trail did go for the onside kick, down 42-13. Central Catholic recovered 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Central Catholic is up 42-13, and a Central Catholic win would set them up to face Folsom in the next round, and both those teams are very good. Central Catholic has had a loaded schedule this year, including a game against St. John Bosco, and St. John Bosco is ranked top 5 in the country. Their only loss being to number 1 Mater Dei. Yeah, it's setting up for exciting semifinals in Division One. It looks like Folsom will face Central Catholic, and then Oak Ridge will take on the winner of Turlock and St. Mary's. And let's see what is going on. Turlock at St. Mary's. That game has gone to the half. St. Mary's is up 28-27. More scores from around the area. Looks like Vanden scored another touchdown. And Vanden's the top seed in Division 4, facing Buhok Colony. They are up 21-3. Vanden's 9-1, with their only loss coming to Vacaville. Escalon leads Hillmar 21-14. West Park scored again to lead 41-7 over Nevada Union. And it looks like we have another update from Granite Bay and Downey of Modesto. Sam, what's going on down there?
Hey guys, so last we spoke, Downey has scored, and they are down 35-18. Downey got a pass, a 30-yard touchdown pass, and they tried for a 2-point conversion but failed, and that's where we are right now. Downey, I believe, is going to do a onside kick right now to try to get the ball back.
All right, cool. We'll keep it with Sam for a second during the onside kick.
Let's see. They did not get the kick, but Granite Bay has the ball. So we are at 3 minutes and 39 seconds here in the third. Score is Granite Bay 35, Downey 18.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam, for that update. Granite Bay 35, Downey of Modesto 18. And Sam is one of our photographers at Max Preps, and he will have a gallery up following the game, and I encourage you to check it out. Rockland and Jesuit, that game is in the third quarter, and Rockland kicked a field goal. They now lead 27-0. Liberty Ranch leads 21-14 over Dixon. Lincoln of Lincoln got on the board against Kimball, and Kimball leads 12-6 now. The touchdown came on a 35-yard touchdown pass to Hayden Dotson for Lincoln, and that happened with about 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Lincoln already has the ball back after forcing a turnover on downs. 9 minutes to go. We'll be keeping an eye on that one as it winds down. Again, 12-6, Kimball over Lincoln. Central Catholic scored again after recovering the onside kick. They now lead Monterey Trail 49-13. Sutter is up 7-0 over Ripon. Sutter did get the ball back after a punt, and they're moving down the field. They are on the Ripon 36-yard line. But it's fourth down right now. We'll see what they do from the 36. About 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 7-0 Sutter. And Sutter, they're in their first year in the Sac Joaquin section after being in the North Coast section. Under head coach Ryan Reynolds, Sutter has been 142-30 since 2009 when he took over the job. And Sutter, they punt into Ripon. Ripon takes over at the 11-yard line. 5 minutes to go in that one. We'll be checking in often.
Hey, Thomas.
Josh, how's it going from Del Oro?
Hey, we're doing good out here. Checking in an update. Third quarter. Oh, did you hear that? The announcer just said, giving a Max Preps lead. Good timing. It's 26-7 now. The 5:42 to go in the third quarter. They just found a wide open receiver. Quarterback Caden Pinnock found him down the right sideline. Probably about a 35-yard touchdown, if I'd say, on that pass, catch and run. So Del Oro starting to take a commanding lead, up 19 now. Antelope has done, I mean, they've made some good drives, just haven't been able to capitalize. And so this is kind of an all or nothing drive for them now as we hit the 5-minute 42 mark in the third quarter here.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh, for that update. And Del Oro is up by 19 over Antelope, and they'll face the winner of the Granite Bay Downey game. And Granite Bay currently leads 35-18. That one's in the third quarter. Granite Bay and Del Oro, if they play next week, those are two Sierra Foothill League rivals. They're both ranked in the top 10 in the section, and that should be a good one. That should be a really good one in the semifinals next week. Escalon leads Hillmar now 28-14, and the winner of that Escalon game will face the winner of Sutter and Ripon, and that game's 4 minutes to go. Ripon has the ball, third down on their own 15-yard line, and they trail 7-0 with 4 minutes left. We'll keep it here for an update on that game as it happens. Sutter right now currently leads 7-0. And Ripon has called a timeout with 3:42 to play. Third down. We'll see what happens with them out of the break. Just some scores from around the area. Orristemba leads Colfax 33 to 13. Kimball over Lincoln of Lincoln 12 to 6. Granite Bay over Downey and Modesto 35 to 16. 35 to 18. Bradshaw Christian is up over Marysville 21 to 7. That game has entered the fourth quarter. Rockland is still up 27 to 0 in the third. Grant is still up on Yuba City 34 to 13 in the third. Folsom 42 to nothing over Sheldon in the third. Oak Ridge 30 to 7 over Elk Grove in the third. Ripon Christian has a 48 to nothing lead over Rio Vista in the third, and Ripon Christian, the top seed in Division 7. The number 2 seed in Division 7, LeGrand, has a 42 to 0 lead over Delta. And Delta, they're 9-1. Their only loss was to Woodland Christian, and that's who LeGrand would be playing next week. Wood Creek up 26 to 21 over Placer. Houston still has a 20 to 14 lead over 12 Bridges. West Park up 41 to 7 over Nevada Union. And West Park, they're the 3 seed in Division 4. They're 8-1 this year. Their only loss was to Placer, who's the top seed in Division 3. West Park, they're gonna move as long as they hold on. They're gonna play the winner of Capital Christian and Casa Roble, and that game is still 14 to 14 at halftime. Manteca up 35 to 0 over Vacaville. Manteca is the number 1 seed in Division 2, and they're going to face the winner of Jesuit Rockland, and Rockland's up 27 to nothing. So it looks like it will be Manteca and Rockland. Vanden's still up 21 to 3 over Buhok Colony. Sonora up 12 to 9 over Center. Wow. In the Sutter Ripon game on third down, Dylan Humus of Sutter interception from the 15-yard line and ran it back into the end zone. Sutter leads 14 to nothing with under 4 minutes to play, and it's gonna be tough for Ripon to make up 2 scores. They trail 14 to nothing in that one. St. Mary's and Turlock is close to the third quarter coming up. Sonora now leads Center 19 to 15. We got a couple scoring updates there. And I'll hop in quickly with that game still in the second quarter. With Sonora holding a 12 to 9 lead. Adam Curnow threw a 35-yard touchdown pass to Noah Baker for a touchdown. The extra point was good to give Sonora a 19 to 9 lead, and then right away with 1 minute left in the first half, Benny Tafoya, Center's running back, answered with an 80-yard rushing touchdown. They missed the extra point. Sonora leads 19 to 15, and that game is close to the half. Vanden now leads 28 to 3 over Buhok Colony, and Vanden is the top seed in Division 4, and they will face the winner of Lincoln and Kimball. And Kimball's up 12 to 6. They did get the ball back, and it's first down from Lincoln's 27-yard line. Kimball's up 12 to 6. And with that, we will take a 60-second break, and we'll be back soon for the Sac Joaquin section, Audio Red Zone.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download today.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section, Audio Red Zone, presented by Max Preps. We have got some scoring updates. Hilmar just scored against Escalon. Escalon leads that game 28-21 with about 9 minutes left, but Hilmar does have the football. They scored a rushing touchdown. They trail 28-21, and they have the ball with 9 minutes left, so we'll keep it close to that one and see how that one finishes out. It should be a good one in Division 5 with the winner facing likely Sutter, who's up 14-0 over Ripon in the 1-8 game. Ripon has a fourth down right now with under 3 minutes to go at their own 31-yard line. They will need to convert this to have a chance. We'll check in with that shortly. Sonora, another touchdown. That's 3 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes of the half in that game. Sonora now leads 28-15. Bryce Nicholson with a 1-yard touchdown run. 26-15 Sonora. And the winner of Sonora, they'll play the winner of Liberty Ranch and Dixon. And Liberty Ranch currently leads that game 21-14. It's close, and it's in the fourth quarter. And wow, Dixon just scored a touchdown. Kind of a crazy sequence. Dixon scored on a 97-yard fumble return to make it 21-20. They missed the extra point. And then so 21-20 Liberty Ranch, but Liberty Ranch had a long kickoff return. Kaimani Fanika ran it back to the Dixon 20-yard line. Liberty Ranch has the ball at the 20, and they lead Dixon 21-20.
Hey, Thomas.
And we have an update from Josh at the Del Oro game. Josh, what's going on there?
Yeah, checking in out here in Loomis. 2:04 to go in the third quarter. Antelope has cut this deficit to 12 here, 26-14 after a quarterback keeper touchdown run, and so they are staying alive out here. Del Oro is going to take possession now after that touchdown.
Perfect. And how much time is left in that one, Josh? All right, we'll check.
We're looking at, oh no, I got you. We're looking at 2 minutes and just about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. And that's looking like a good one. Del Oro up 26-14. Late in the game, I just got an update from Sam, and Granite Bay leads 35-18 at the end of the third quarter. And yeah, it's looking like it could be a potential Granite Bay Del Oro matchup, an SFL matchup, big time rivals there. In the Lincoln Kimball game, Wow, with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Kimball was driving. They were at the Lincoln 27-yard line, but Alex Barros of the Lincoln Zebras intercepted a pass, and now Lincoln has the ball, down 12-6. That one is in the third quarter. And it's all but over for Ripon and Sutter. Sutter got the ball back. They're up 14-0. Ripon's calling timeouts with 1:49 to go, but looks like Sutter is going to move to 11-0 and advance to the section semifinals, where they'll play the winner of Escalon and Hilmar. Hilmar has the ball right now. 9 minutes to go in the game. Escalon leads 28-21. Oak Ridge scored again. They are up 37-7 over Elk Grove. Central Catholic and Monterey Trail have traded scores, but Central Catholic still leads 55-21 in the fourth quarter. Patterson's still up 28-21 at Roseville. That game is still at the half. West Park leads Nevada Union 48-14. Houston and 12 Bridges is in the fourth quarter. Houston still leads 20-14, and let's see what's going on there. 12 Bridges has the ball, 8 minutes to go in the game, and they have the ball on the 43-yard line, on the Houston 43-yard line, and they trail 20-14. 12 Bridges, one of the best names in the section. The Raging Rhinos, are looking to make their first trip ever to a section semifinals, and it's just their first season ever with a high school football team. Down 20-14, we'll be checking back with that one often. Kimball already got the ball back against Lincoln of Lincoln. They forced Lincoln to punt. Kimball leads 12-6. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And wow, Liberty Ranch was leading 21-20 and had the ball at the Dixon 20-yard line after a long kickoff return. But Dixon, with an interception, they get the ball back, and they have the ball now at their own 41-yard line, down 21-20, and looking to beat Liberty Ranch. And Liberty Ranch 10-0 this year with a great group of seniors who have been together a long time. Great running back Arthur Drager. Great Cody Smith is great on defense with 10.5 sacks this year. And that's a good one, 21-20. And that's in Division 5, and they'll face the winner of Center and Sonora. And that game is at halftime, 26-15. Sonora. 12 Bridges, first down at the Houston 35-yard line. Houston leads 20-14. 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Looks like Ripon will get the ball back one more time. 54 seconds left. It's a Sutter fourth down. Timeout Sutter right now, but that one's all but done. Sutter leads 14-0. Turlock and St. Mary's. The second half has begun. St. Mary's leads that one 28-27, and that's one of the top games in the section. St. Mary's looking to move to 11-0. Turlock is 7-4 this year with big wins, including their opening game against Rockland. Monterey Trail has scored again. It's 56-29 Central Catholic. 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Central Catholic looks like they will be moving on. 5 minutes to play. Central Catholic ball at their own 30 with a 27-point lead, 56-29. And Capital Christian and Casa Roble started out the third quarter on fire as Evan Combs recovered a fumble by Capital Christian. It's Casa Roble ball on the Capital Christian 44-yard line. That game's tied up 14-14 with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. That will be one we'll be watching closely. And St. Mary's is already on the move with a long run by Asante Carter to get St. Mary's down to the Turlock 39. And St. Mary's leads that game 28-27. Sheldon got on the board against Folsom. Folsom leads 45-7. The touchdown by Sheldon was by Scott Nixon, who does it all. He is a great running back, over 600 yards on the year, but he's really a great receiver. And he's the number 3. He's the number 3. He has the third most rushing yards in the section. Folsom leads 45-7, over 45-8 actually. And Josh, we have an update from Del Oro.
Yeah, checking in back over here in Loomis. 11:57 to go in the final period. Del Oro just punched it in again for another 6, so they're up 32-14. Tried a 2-point conversion. They've done that a couple times tonight. To no avail, but either way, they hold on to an 18-point lead here in the final frame. Again, 32-14 with just under 12 to go.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. Del Oro pulling away in the fourth quarter. Steve, do you have an update from Placer? All right, we might have an update shortly from the Placer Wood Creek game from Steve Montoya of Max Preps. And again, you can listen to the Placer Wood Creek game by going to the game page on Max Preps. And Steve Montoya is calling the game, and he will be joining us shortly to give an update. Manteca has gone final against Vacaville, 42-0. And Manteca, the top seed in Division 2, will move on to face the winner of Jesuit and Rockland. And Rockland right now leads 27-7 in the fourth quarter. Jesuit did get on the board. And just like that, Rockland scored again. They're now up 34-7 over Jesuit in Division 2. And there's about 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So it looks like Manteca will be hosting Rockland next week in the section semifinals. A couple updates from the Kimball and Lincoln game. Kimball leads 20-12 in the final minute of the third quarter. Kimball scored to take a 20-6 lead, but on the kickoff, Dylan Fear returned the kick 80 yards for a touchdown. They went for 2 and were unsuccessful. That one is Kimball 20, Lincoln of Lincoln 12. Nearing the end of the third, Sutter and Ripon has gone final. Sutter leads. Sutter moves to 11-0 and will move on to the section semifinals next week. Grant has taken a 42-20 lead over Yuba City in the third quarter. Ripon Christian and Rio Vista is a final. Ripon Christian has won that game 57-0. and they will move on next week to take on Stone Ridge Christian. The Division 7 bracket is pretty much all set. On the other side of the bracket, Woodland Christian won yesterday, and they're awaiting the winner of LeGrand and Delta. LeGrand is winning 49-0 in the third quarter, and it will move LeGrand to 9-2 on the year. And LeGrand and Woodland Christian, who it looks like will meet next week, they've already played this year, and Woodland Christian won that game. Looks like Wood Creek and Placer is in the fourth quarter, 26-21 Wood Creek. St. Mary's has scored a touchdown. They now lead Turlock 35-27. And that was Samson Hunkin again, another touchdown pass for him. This time 45 yards to Brooke Wheatley for a touchdown. The extra point was good. They lead 35-27, but Turlock, they had a good return, and they are at the St. Mary's 43-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter on that one. West Park is up over Nevada Union 48-14. 12 Bridges has tied it up against Houston 20-20. And they missed the extra point, so the game remains tied. 4 minutes to play. 12 Bridges 20, Houston 20. Houston has the ball, second down, 4 minutes to go in the game, and they have the ball at their own 37-yard line. We'll be checking in with that one shortly. Folsom leads now 52-8. And it looks like that game is a final, so Folsom will move on to face the winner of Central Catholic and Monterey Trail, and it looks like it's going to be Central Catholic in that one. Turlock is not going away. Quarterback Cole Gilbert, who's been scoring a lot of touchdowns tonight, has had 2 consecutive runs, and he's got Turlock down to the 26-yard line, down to the St. Mary's 26-yard line, 35-27 St. Mary's. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Houston, Alex Villarreal with a long run. Houston now has the ball inside 12 Bridges territory at the 49-yard line. 3 minutes to go in that one. And with that, we will take a quick break of 60 seconds. Thanks for listening to the Sac Joaquin Section Audio Red Zone presented by Max Preps.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic. Max Preps is America's source for high school sports, and we're looking for more broadcasters out there that have an interest in providing live audio from their high school events. No experience needed, but it can be gained. Email socialmp@cbsinteractive.com to learn more. That's socialmp@cbsinteractive.com.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice. Just like
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin Section Audio Red Zone. Let's try Steve at the Placer game. Steve, what's going on at the Placer Wood Creek game?
Hey, you there?
Yep.
All right, so a big big game right here. Wood Creek's up 26-21 in the fourth quarter. 4:50 remain in this one. Placer had a punt on their first possession. Coyer then ran it in for the end zone, as we updated earlier. Then Placer was driving. Their big guy Suggs fumbled it while being injured. Wood Creek took over and has killed some clock. But now Placer has the ball, 3rd down and 4 at their own at Wood Creek's 6-yard line. They're going to go handoff inside to their sophomore Baylor Kelly. He is dragged down. I don't think he picked up much on that one.
Baylor Kelly.
So this is going to be a huge play right here. It's going to be 4th down and 4. So keep it with us. We'll walk you through this one. This is a big play. I wouldn't say this is ball game. I mean, there's still 4 minutes to go in this one. So Placer trotting out onto the field. Their quarterback, Craycraft, ball is at their 5-yard line. 4th down and 4. I'm sure you can hear the crowd getting loud on both sides. Craycraft up to the line. He's going to hand it off to Kelly. He's going to throw it back, and he was wide open, but it falls incomplete.
Wow.
So it was a handoff sweep to the right side. Kelly had it. He had the quarterback wide open in the end zone, just underthrew him, and it'll change possession. Wood Creek has the ball. So we'll come back here in just a minute or so to give you an update. But right now, Wood Creek has got the ball 26-21, 3:40 left to go in this game.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Wow, that's a good one in Placer. Coming down to the end, we'll see if Placer can get the stop. We have a couple of score updates here. The Vanden Buhawk Colony has gone final. Vanden wins 28-3, and they're the top seed in Division 4, and they will move on to face the winner of Lincoln and Kimball. Turlock and St. Mary's are all tied up 35-35. Cole Gilbert, another touchdown. This one, it looks like a receiving touchdown, and then he converted the 2-point conversion to tie the game up. There's still 7 minutes to go in the third quarter of that one. Dixon and Liberty Ranch have gone final. Dixon scored a touchdown to take a 28-21 lead, and then they forced a turnover, and they win the game. So Dixon has handed Liberty Ranch their first loss of the season, and Dixon's into the section semifinals of Division 5. Sutter's already there on the other side of the bracket, and Dixon will face the winner of Central and Sonora. The third quarter of that one just getting underway. In the Capital Christian and Casa Roble game, Casa Roble scored a touchdown to take a 21-14 lead with 7 minutes to go in the third, and Cole Owens, who's the second best receiver in the section in terms of receiving yards, scored again. This time it was a 5-yard rushing touchdown, though, for the junior from Casa Roble. 21-14, Casa Roble over Capital Christian. Looks like in the Houston 12 Bridges game, that game is tied up at 20, and Houston just went for it on 4th down from around midfield, and 12 Bridges stopped them, and 12 Bridges is taking over the ball at their own 42-yard line with just over a minute to play. We'll be back to that one shortly. Escalon has scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, and they now lead Hilmar 42-21. 3 minutes to go in that one. It looks like Escalon will be moving on to face Sutter next week in the semifinals. The Central Catholic Monterey has gone final. Central Catholic 56-29. And it sounds like we may have an update. shortly. Central Catholic 56-29 win over Monterey Trail. Monterey Trail is the year 8-3. Steve? I think we may have an update from the Placer game.
Some of that piece.
We'll check back in shortly. That one is coming down to the wire. Houston with a big tackle for a loss on defense by Jacob Yarborough pushes the 12 Bridges back to their own 36-yard line, under a minute to play. And Houston and 12 Bridges are tied up 20-20. We will check back in with that one very shortly. Sonora leads Center 26-15. Kimball leads Lincoln 20-12. Looks like that game has about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Lincoln was just intercepted by Kimball, and Kimball takes over the ball at their own 42-yard line. And we have an update from the Del Oro game. In the meantime, Sonora just scored to take a 32-15 lead over Center. Adam Curnow, another touchdown pass, this time to Jack Team, 32-50. As the third quarter has begun out in Sonora. Hello, Josh.
Hello, hello. Hey, some technical difficulties there for a second. We are at the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Antelope punched it in for a touchdown. So they got 6. They fell on the 2-point conversion. 32-20 now, and Del Oro is driving, trying to put the game away. But Antelope will not give up here as there's a long run by Del Oro and getting about to the Antelope 40. So we'll update you more once we get it, but we're at 7:45 here, 32-20 Del Oro.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh, for that update. And looks like we have a couple more finals. Oak Ridge won against Elk Grove 37-14 to move on to the section semifinals, where the winner of Turlock and St. Mary's awaits. That game is 35-35 in the third quarter right now. Folsom also put the final touches on a 52-8 win against Sheldon. Rockland also beat Jesuit 34-14. Grant put up a 50 piece just now. They are up 50-20 over Yuba City. Turlock got the ball back and they are into St. Mary's territory 35-35. St. Mary's turned the ball over on possessions, and we'll see what Turlock can do. That game is a good one out in Stockton. Capital Christian just tied the game up. 4 minutes to play in the third. Another touchdown pass by Eddie Brusalis. This time it was 18 yards to Kyle Patu. It's all tied up 21-21 in the Casa Roble Capital Christian game. And the winner of that will face West Park. And although that game isn't a final yet, West Park does lead Nevada Union 48-21. Granite Bay, another touchdown. They lead 42-18 over Downey and Modesto. And Downey and Modesto, they're the 3 seed. Granite Bay is the 6 seed, and that would set up a Granite Bay game against Del Oro potentially if Del Oro can put the finishing touches on a win against Antelope tonight. Orastemba is up 39-13 over Colfax. That game is in the fourth quarter. Twelve Bridges and Houston, that game is headed to overtime. Tied up at 20, and this is the first year that 12 Bridges has had a football team. They're 7-4 this year, and they're the 7 seed, and Houston is the 2 seed. They're looking to pull the upset, and they'll face the winner of Orastemba and Colfax, and it looks like Orastemba is going to win that game. Hilmar scored, so Escalon now leads 42-28. However, there is under a minute to play, so Escalon will move on in the Division 5 bracket to face Sutter next week. Sonora has now taken a 34-15 lead over Center. Kimball still leads 20-12 over Lincoln. Turlock just scored. Cole Gilbert, another touchdown pass. This time 30 yards to Andrew Johnson for the touchdown. 3 minutes to go in the third. Turlock leads that game 42-35. And it looks like we have an update.
So Placer had the ball driving all the way down to the 11 after a punt.
And then used up all their timeouts.
And then Placer driving and fumble. Wood Creek got it. This ball game's over.
Right now. This ball game is over.
So Wood Creek will pull out the upset victory on the road after a big fumble there. And Wood Creek will advance to move on.
Wow. Thank you, Steve. And Placer had a great season. They were 10-0 heading into tonight. We'll finish the year at 10-1. Probably the most exciting team this year, I'd say. Wood Creek, they were 9-3, and this will be their 10th win of the season. And they'll move on to the section semifinals where they will face the winner of Merced and Christian Brothers. And with that, we will take a quick break, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. And you're listening to the Sac Joaquin section audio red zone presented by Max Preps.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mike allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mike.
Max Preps is America's source for high school sports, and we're looking for more broadcasters out there that have an interest in providing live audio from their high school events. No experience needed, but it can be gained. Email socialmp@cbsinteractive.com to learn more. That's socialmp@cbsinteractive.com.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free app.
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section audio red zone presented by Max Preps. We Christian Brothers, the winner of Christian Brothers, will face the winner. Will face Wood Creek, who just beat Placer, and Christian Brothers leads that game, 35 to 21 over Merced. And that game is 7 minutes 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Christian Brothers 35 to 21 over Merced. And overtime of the Houston 12 Bridges game is underway. Houston starts out with the ball. It's a final. Escalon has defeated Hillmar 42 to 28. Orastemba leads Colfax 39 to 13. Granite Bay leads Downey 42 to 24. Turlock up 43 to 35 over St. Mary's late in the third quarter. Capital Christian has scored and taken a 28 to 20 lead in the third quarter. Eddie Brusales, another touchdown pass, this time from 50 yards out to Kanye Clark, just a guy that does everything for Capital Christian. The extra point's good. Capital Christian leads 28 to 21. About 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Cole Owens of Casa Roble was out on the kickoff and returned the ball to the 50-yard line. And that's where the Casa Roble Rams will take over. As that game nears the end of the third, Houston scored on their first possession. They now lead 27 to 20 over 12 Bridges. 12 Bridges, their season's on the line, and they've got to score a touchdown on this drive and either make the extra point to tie or convert the 2-point conversion for the win. We'll be checking back in on that one shortly. Kimball has just taken a 26 to 12 lead over Lincoln with about 5 minutes left to go in the game. Kimball 26 to 12 on a 34-yard touchdown pass, pending the extra point. Somerville has defeated Esparto 31 to 0. Somerville, the top seed in Division 6, they'll face the winner of Bradshaw Christian and Marysville. And right now, Bradshaw Christian, they actually just won the game 21 to 7. So that sets up Somerville and Bradshaw Christian semifinal game next Friday. Yeah, the whole Division 6 bracket is good. You got Somerville, Bradshaw Christian playing next week, and then looks like Orastemba will move on, and Orastemba will face the winner of 12 Bridges and Houston. And it's already third down for 12 Bridges, 39 from the 24-yard line. A big play coming up. We will check back in very shortly here. St. Mary's is threatening. They got the ball down to the Turlock 2-yard line. It's 43 to 35 St. Mary's, but I'm sorry, 43-35 Turlock. But St. Mary's actually just scored again on an Asante Carter 2-yard rushing touchdown. It's 43 to 41 with under a minute left to play in the third quarter, and that is pending the extra point. Pending the extra point. Josh, do you have an update at Del Oro?
Yeah, update out here at Del Oro. Well, every time we think the Golden Eagles put it away, Antelope just keep coming marching back. Really, 39-26 now. They trail by 13. Teams have traded touchdowns here. There's 4:45 to go in the game, and so it's keeping everyone on their toes here. Game not quite closed out yet, but Antelope going to need a big play here.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh, for that update. And yeah, last week Antelope they had a nice comeback, winning on the final seconds in an upset win over number 7 Tracy, 41-38. We'll check back in with Josh shortly to see how that game closes out. And in the 12 Bridges game, it was 39, but 12 Bridges converted, and it's a first down now and 10 at the Houston 14-yard line. This one's coming down to the wire, 27-20 in overtime. 12 Bridges has to score to keep their season alive. We'll be back there shortly. Kimball did not convert the 2-point conversion, and they lead Lincoln 26-12. About 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Grant jumps out to a 58-28 lead now in the fourth. Patterson's really taking control over Roseville. That game is in the fourth quarter, and Patterson leads 49-28. Patterson would move on to face Grant next week, assuming Grant holds on to the 58-28 lead. That would set up a 2 versus 3 matchup. Patterson would come into that game 10-1. We'll see how this Patterson Roseville game finishes. St. Mary's converted the 2-point conversion. That game is all knotted up at 43 late in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see how that one turns out, but it certainly looks like it's the game of the day. Twelve Bridges had an illegal man downfield penalty that set up a 1st and 15 at the 19-yard line, but they just went 14 yards, and now they're at the 5-yard line. 2nd and 1, down 27-20 in the first overtime. Houston 27, 12 Bridges 20. Should be a good ending. Capital Christian still leads Casa Roble 28-21 in the fourth quarter. 12 Bridges now, 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, down 27-20 in overtime. Yeah, this will be interesting to see what they can do. If they score the touchdown, it'll be interesting to see if they just go for the extra point. I know they've missed some tonight, or if they go for a 2-point conversion and the win. We will be back there momentarily.
Hey, Thomas.
It looks like we have an update from Josh at the Del Oro Antelope game. Josh, what's going on down there?
Another update, yeah. Just as soon as Antelope scores, Dio marches right back down the field. 46-26. They've cemented a 20-point lead now. 3:52 remaining in this one. But I don't want to say that it's quite over yet because they've just been trading touchdowns here. So we'll see what happens as Antelope is about to receive the kick.
Perfect. Thanks, Josh, for that update. And yeah, if Del Oro holds on, that will set up a rematch against Granite Bay. Earlier this year, the two squads played, and Del Oro won that game 21-10. But those two teams are fierce rivals in the Sierra Foothill League, one of the best sections, or one of the best leagues in the whole state of California. Casa Roble just tied the game up 28-28. Connor Campbell, the quarterback, another rushing touchdown for him. 11 minutes to go against Capital Christian. We're in for a dandy there. Turlock and St. Mary's is heading to the fourth, knotted up at 43. And Josh, do we have an update? All right, 12 Bridges scored a touchdown, 27-26 now, pending the extra point. Let's see what they do here. It's all coming down to the wire. In over. Lincoln is not going away. They just scored. 3 minutes to go. They 26-19. And Aaron, are you there from Rockland and Jesuit? Not quite, but let's see. Aaron, are you there? All right, we're trying to bring in Aaron Jackson, who is covering Rockland's win over Jesuit. 12 Bridges kicked the extra point. That game is knotted up 27-27 as we head to a second overtime.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Aaron.
Okay, there we
Aaron.
go. Sorry, I had some technical issues there. No, I was just going to give a quick update of the final. So, Rockland won 34-13. Really, I mean, the second half definitely wasn't as strong as the first half, but they got a field goal to start it off, and then Mason Silva had another touchdown. So Mason Silva and Elias Brown both with 2 touchdowns tonight. Again, like I said, Rockland pretty much back to full health. Like I said earlier in the game, Jagger Shaddix had a touchdown right towards the end, and there was also a passing touchdown from CJ Lee. But Rockland pretty much just controlled the pace and tempo in this one pretty much all the way through. So big win for them. They're going to hit the road against Manteca next Friday, and that should be a good game.
Yeah, for sure. Did I don't know if you've talked to any players, but did any of them talk about next week's matchup at all?
I mean, pretty much they just got there's. I talked to Coach Adams after the game, and I talked to Mason Silva. They pretty much both just agree. They just got to keep doing what they're doing. They're going to hit the weight room again tomorrow, and they're going to go after it. And it's going to be really tough stopping Blake Nicholson, but Manteca's going to have to stop Rockland, and Rockland has one of the best defenses in the entire, I would argue, Northern California, not even just the Sac Joaquin section. They really showed up tonight for at least 40 minutes of the game, and just gave up a couple quick scores in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, a great performance for Rockland, and they definitely look like a contender. I could very well see an all SFL D2 championship.
Wow, that would be amazing. And Aaron, have you been following any of the other games tonight?
I was looking at some of the other ones. Looked like West Park was up pretty big early, and then it looked like Nevada Union kind of came back into it. I did just hear right as I got back in here, you said that Lincoln scored. I saw it was a 2-score game, but it looks like now that's a 1-score game. I know that the 12 Bridges Houston game is going into double overtime. Houston scored a touchdown, and 12 Bridges just scored a touchdown to tie it back up. So that's going into double overtime. So huge game out there on the road down in Houston. But those are pretty much the main ones I've been following tonight.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. And and if you end up watching the end of the 12 Bridges game or Lincoln game, feel free to come back on and offer your thoughts on those. And thank you for the update. And you can read Aaron Jackson's game story on the Rockland Jesuit game tonight after the game. He's very fast about getting those up. And that was a good one. Rockland will face Manteca next week. Back to scores around the section. Turley ball at the St. Mary's 42-yard line, and that game's tied up 43-43 with about 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 12 Bridges and Houston. 12 Bridges starts the second overtime with the ball. It's second down and 6 from the 21-yard line. We'll check back there shortly. Kimball, Lincoln scored a touchdown, and they were down 26-19 They went for the onside kick, but Kimball recovered it. And there's about 2 minutes left in that game. Kimball has the football. West Park leads Nevada Union 48-28. Patterson leads Roseville 49-28. Del Oro still up on Antelope 46-26. Capital Christian, Casa Robles still tied up 28-28. This is pretty amazing. We have three games right now that are all tied up, and those could go any number of ways. Vanden beat Buhawk Colony 28-3. Just to go over some of the finals real quick. Manteca beat Vacaville 42-0. Escalon beat Hilmar 42-28. Central Catholic over Monterey Trail 56-29, and Central Catholic will play Folsom, who beat Sheldon 52-8 tonight. Oak Ridge beat Elk Grove 37-14. Wood Creek beat Placer 26-21. LeGrand beat Delta 49-0. Ripon Christian beat Rio Vista 57-0. Rockland over Jesuit, as we just heard from Aaron Jackson, 34-13. Dixon over Liberty Ranch 28-21. And Sutter 14-0 over Ripon. And Oristema is now a final after they beat Colfax 39-13, and that moves Oristema on to play next week. Let's see what's going on in the 12 Bridges game. 12 Bridges touchdown, 2-yard touchdown run. They're up 33-27 pending the conversion, and we will keep it here, see how that goes. We'll actually check back on that momentarily. Turlock, St. Mary's driving down the field, tie game, 43-43, and Turlock with a big tackle for loss. St. Mary's has the ball, though, on Turlock 36 with about 11. And we may have an update from Josh at Del Oro momentarily.
Yes,
Josh?
sir. Yes, 46-26, a minute 40 to go. Dio just stopped Antelope's final drive here. Most likely their final drive, I should say, to turnover on downs. So it looks like they're going to try to just run out the clock. And you already said that Granite Bay won, correct? So that'll be a Dio and Granite Bay rematch next week in Loomis. That should be good. It was 21-10 last time they played. Max Preps was out there for that game as well. And that game had all scoring in the first half. No scoring in the second half in that game, if I remember that correctly. So should be interesting to see this time around. You know, Granite Bay comes into this game hot. Del Oro had the first round, first week bye, if you will. And they still came out here and put pedal to the metal. 46-26 should be your final here.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh, for that update and for all the updates throughout the game. Josh was at that Granite Bay Del Oro game at the beginning, and there's great video of it up on maxpreps.com, and he will have a video from tonight's Del Oro Antelope game coming. And yeah, that sets up a good game against Granite Bay. So yeah, if you want to watch a little bit of what could happen next week, go back on a Max Preps and watch Josh Carson's video from that game. St. Mary's right now is driving down the field. They are at the they're at the Turlock 9-yard line. 9 minutes. Samuel, just two back-to-back long runs that combined for 34 yards. Let's see. 12 Bridges converted the extra point to lead, and they led 34-27, but Houston just scored a 9-yard rushing touchdown from Lee and Bridgeford. It's 34-33, 12 Bridges right now, and we'll see what Houston does on the conversion. 12 Bridges is looking for their first playoff win, or their first trip to the section semifinals in their history. It's their first season, and Houston is looking on to move on too. And the winner of this will take on Oristemba, who won their 10th game tonight in a big win over Colfax. Capital Christian and Casa Roble are still tied up 28-28 with about 6 minutes to play. Turlock St. Mary's, it's now 4th down from the 1 yard line for St. Mary's. We'll see what they do. 8 minutes to play. Still seeing what Houston will do on the conversion. That game is still 34-33, 12 Bridges in the second overtime. Lincoln has the ball right now against Kimball, down 26-19. About 2 minutes left. Lincoln, they have a long way to go. They're at their own 16-yard line, down 26-19. And so we're still waiting on the conversion in the 12 Bridges Houston game. 12 Bridges could potentially win it. I guess either team could win it on the next play if Houston does go for 2, but we'll see if they kick the extra point. St. Mary's converts. They score on 4th down. It's now 50-43 St. Mary's on a 1 yard rushing touchdown. 7 minutes to go. That's a good one. 7 minutes to play. St. Mary's 50, Turlock 43. And the winner of that's going to face Oak Ridge. So Oak Ridge is either going to travel down to Stockton to face St. Mary's, or they're going to host Turlock next week, depending on how this one goes. Wow, Lincoln, Thomas Mukai, long pass. They get the ball to their own 40-yard line, 24-yard pass. They're still down 26-19 with 2 minutes left. We'll be there shortly. Sonora just beat Center 41-15. Sonora, the number 2 seed. In Division 5, they will move on to face Dixon, who beat Liberty Ranch earlier tonight. Capital Christian, Casa Roble still knotted up 28-28. Wow, Houston just completed the 2-point conversion. They win 35-34 over 12 Bridges in double overtime. Liam Bridgeford had the touchdown, and then Robert McDaniel passed to David Delgado for the 2-point conversion. Houston wins 35-34. And that's in Division 6. It's Houston's 9th win of the season, and they will host Oristemba next week. And Oristemba is a very good 10-1 team. Their only loss this year is to Houston, so it's a rematch. And we have all 4 teams lined up in Division 6 for the semifinals. It will be Somerville versus Bradshaw Christian and Oristemba versus Houston. We also have all 4 teams lined up in Division 7, where we'll have Ripon Christian play Stone Ridge Christian next week in the section semifinals. We'll also have Woodland Christian play LeGrand, and the winner of that will meet in the section finals. Division 5 is all lined up. We have Sutter and Escalon going to play next week. Sutter, the top seed, they're 11-0. Escalon's 9-3 after winning tonight. And then they'll meet the winner of Dixon and Sonora. Dixon handed Liberty Ranch their first loss of the season tonight. They're having a very good year, 10-2 for Dixon. And then Dixon will face Sonora, who just beat Center. We're still waiting for a few games in Division 4. Wow, and St. Mary's just intercepted Turlock. St. Mary's leads 50-43 with 6 minutes to play in the game, and they have the ball right now on Turlock's 29-yard line. They could be looking to put this one away. Wow, what a game there! 50-43 St. Mary's, and the winner of that will face Oak Ridge. Casa Roble, Capital Christian, still tied up 28-28, but Capital Christian has the ball on Casa Roble's 28-yard line after Casa Roble turned it over on downs. And it's a final. Kimball defeats Lincoln 26-19. And that means Kimball will move on to face Vanden next week. Vanden's 10-1. Kimball's 7-4. Vanden tonight beat Buhawk Colony 28-3. And that bracket's almost closed out. West Park is waiting. They have won. They have beat Nevada Union 48-28. It's West Park's second win over Nevada Union this year. And West Park will play the winner of Capital Christian Casa Roble, which we will be keeping a close eye on. 4 minutes to go in that one, all knotted up. Wow, Capital Christian, Eddie Brusalas just threw his 5th touchdown pass of the night. And again, it's Sakanya Clark who's been making a big-time difference. I believe it's his 3rd touchdown today. Capital Christian leads 34-28. Still with about 4 minutes to go. That one is pending the extra point. And we will take a quick break and we'll be back momentarily.
Max Preps is America's source for high school sports, and we're looking for more broadcasters out there that have an interest in providing live audio from their high school events. No experience needed, but it can be gained. Email socialmp@cbsinteractive.com to learn more. That's socialmp@cbsinteractive.com.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds...
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section, Audio Red Zone, presented by Max Preps. We've been joined tonight by Steve Montoya at the Placer Wood Creek game, Josh Carson at the Del Oro Antelope game, Sam Stringer at the Granite Bay Downey Modesto game, and Aaron Jackson from the Rockland Jesuit game. Thanks to all of them for all their updates tonight. And we've got 2 updates right now, both of them. One of them is in Division 4. No, I'm sorry. Both of them are in Division 3. It looks like Christian Brothers is going to win. They lead Merced 42-28 with about 3 minutes to play. And then in the Roseville and Patterson game, Patterson, it was a close game, 49-34 Patterson, but they just scored again. It's 56-34 Patterson now, and 5 minutes to go in that one. A touchdown by Lolo Matali from 61 yards out gave Patterson the 22-point lead. we'll report back when that one's a final. St. Mary's is looking to put this game away. About 4 minutes to play. Quarterback Samson Hunkin just had a long run, and St. Mary's is down to the Turlock 9-yard line. It is third down. St. Mary's leads 50-43. Yeah, and if St. Mary's wins, they will be taking on Oak Ridge next week. Costa Roble has the ball at their own 41-yard line with about 4 minutes to play. They trail Capital Christian 35-24. And the winner of that one's gonna face West Park. And West Park this year, they're 9-1 now after defeating Nevada Union tonight, and their only loss was to Placer. Yeah, we're in for some good endings right here. In case you missed it, Houston beat 12 Bridges 35-34 in double overtime. St. Mary's just got a holding penalty called against them that will back up the ball. It's third down from the Turlock 20. Turlock trails St. Mary's 50-43. St. Mary's ball. Key play coming up. Yeah, we'll see how St. Mary's approaches it. Capital Christian still up 35-28 over Casa Roble. 4 minutes to play. Granite Bay has defeated Downey and Modesto. It's a final 42-24. And Del Oro, that game is also a final. They beat Antelope 46-26. And again, we'll have a live video from the Del Oro game, and we'll have pictures from the Granite Bay Downey game from Sam Stringer. Check out his gallery to buy some good photos, to look at good photos. And most of the games are final right now. We're taking a look. It's fourth down right now for St. Mary's at the 20-yard line. We'll see if they go for a field goal to take a 10-point lead. We'll check back in there momentarily. 3 minutes to go. Capital Christian leads Casa Roble 35-28. But Casa Roble has the ball on Capital Christian's 41-yard line. 3 minutes to go. Capital Christian up 35-28. Still waiting to see what St. Mary's does. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I will let you know what happened in the St. Mary's Turlock game. It's fourth down right now. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Sac Joaquin section, Audio Red Zone.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download it today.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
Welcome back to the Sac Joaquin section, Audio Red Zone. We're coming down to the wire here in several games. St. Mary's missed a field goal. They lead 50-43, but Turlock has the ball. With about 3 minutes to play, we'll stay locked in on this one. Wow, 2 minutes to play. Casa Roble scores a touchdown. Logan March with a 9-yard rushing score. Capital Christian leads 35-34, and we're penning the extra point here. So Casa Roble could tie it. We'll come back to this game in a second. Grant Yuba City is a final. Grant puts up 64 points tonight. They win 64-28, and Grant scored more points than anybody tonight in a big win. And they'll face the winner. They'll likely face Patterson, who's currently beating Roseville 56-38, 56-34. And there's about 3 minutes left in that one. Patterson's the number 2 seed. They will be 10-1, and Grant is they'll move to 8-2, and they're having a great season. Casa Roble has made the extra point. It's 35-35, 2 minutes to play. It's a good one between Capital Christian and Casa Roble. And right now we've got two good games going on. We have the Capital Christian Casa Roble game, which is tied up at 35, and we have St. Mary's and Turlock, and St. Mary's leads 50-43. And there's about 3 minutes left still in that one. Yeah, and every other game looks to be a final. Let's see, an update coming in on Christian Brothers. Christian Brothers has won. They've defeated Merced 42-28. And Christian Brothers, they're the 4th seed, and they will move on to face Wood Creek, who is the 8th seed. But they just defeated Plaster and won their 10th game of the season in the process. Wood Creek's 10-3. Christian Brothers is now 9-2. We almost have that bracket completely finalized. We do have the Division 2 bracket for next week completely finalized. Manteca will play Rockland, and Granite Bay will take on Del Oro. Granite Bay, Del Oro, they played earlier this year, and Granite Bay won that game 21-10. I know they had a strong rushing performance from Carter Jackson that game, just a sophomore. Yeah, we're just down now. Patterson is a final. They have defeated Roseville, and that finishes off Division 3. Next week we'll have Wood Creek and Christian Brothers, and then we'll have Grant and Patterson in the section semifinals next Friday. Looks like Turlock still has the football. Time is winding down. They're at their own 30-yard line. This game is live on NFHS. First down and 10. It's a handoff. It only goes for about 2 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 8 from their own 32-yard line. Less than a minute to go in the Capital Christian Casa Roble game. Capital Christian has the ball at their own 40-yard line. This game is all tied up, 35-35. Yeah, both games we've got right now are very close. St. Mary's leads Turlock 50-43 as Turlock takes the snap. Long pass, that's completed, and Turlock has the ball at the St. Mary's 35-yard line. First down and 10. Still in the fourth quarter for Capital Christian, Casa Roble. Overtime could be coming there. Turlock getting ready to take the snap. Quarterback has the ball, hands it off. A 12-yard run down to the 23-yard line. Turlock in the game's final minutes are looking to tie it up. They're down 50-43. This is the Division I bracket. The winner will face Oak Ridge next week. First down and 10. Here comes the snap. Incomplete, just over the receiver's head, near the goal line. Wow, we have a Turlock touchdown. They have scored and they have completed the 2-point conversion. They lead 51-50 over St. Mary's with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. Just wow. Yeah, Turlock drove down the field. St. Mary's could have put him away. Could have taken a 2-possession lead, but they missed the field goal. And Turlock goes 80 yards, scores the touchdown, goes for 2, gets it, and now leads 51-50 over St. Mary's with 1:11 to play. Got a good one there. Capital Christian, they have a third down. The ball's on their own 49-yard line. Still tied up 35-35. Capital Christian and Casa Roble. Yeah, watching the 2-point conversion right now for Turlock. They just passed it, and their big guy was open right in front of the quarterback, and he caught the ball in the end zone to give Turlock a 51-50 lead. 1:11 to play here, and St. Mary's is 10-0. They're ranked in the Max Preps National Top 100, and their whole season will come down to this drive that's coming up. 1 minute and 11 seconds to play. Turlock 51, St. Mary's of Stockton 50. Wow, Eddie Brusalis of Capital Christian, a long pass to Kanye Clark, and Capital Christian has the ball on Casa Roble's 8-yard line. And we're in the game's final moments here, and it's tied up 35-35. The winner of this game will take on West Park next week. Casa Roble would host West Park, while Capital Christian would travel to West Park, depending on who wins this game tonight. And Capital Christian touchdown. Eddie Brusalas, another touchdown. I believe that's his 6th touchdown of the night to Kaio Patu, who caught his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's 41-35, Capital Christian. Pending the extra point. Looks like St. Mary's is taking over at their own 45-yard line with about a minute to play in Stockton. We will stay here at St. Mary's and see what happens. Takes the snap, throws, nice 7-yard completion to start the drive. St. Mary's is into Turlock territory at the 48-yard line with about 1 minute to play in this one. St. Mary's needs a score. There's not going to be an overtime in this one. Turlock leads 51-50, and this is the 2-7 game in Division One. St. Mary's 10-0, Turlock 7-4. Here comes the snap. Steps back in the pocket, throws. About a 4-yard catch, but they get the first down to the 44-yard line. Not a long move for the chain crew, and the clock is moving. Takes the snap, throws, complete, down to the 33-yard line, first down and 10. St. Mary's down to the 33-yard line. Incomplete pass forces a second down and 10 for St. Mary's. The line is moving to the line of scrimmage. Getting ready to hike the football. Timeout on the field. Looks like a Turlock timeout. All right, he takes the snap, throws. It's intercepted. Turlock interception. Wow, they have the ball. Looks like 24 seconds remain on the clock. And barring a miracle, it looks like Turlock is going to walk out of Stockton with a 51-50 victory. Yeah, what a game. St. Mary's led 50-43 and had a chance to put the game away. Had first and goal, but ended up missing the field goal, and Turlock made them pay. They drove 80 yards down the field, scored the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. St. Mary's is just shocked right now. Guys are still laying on the field, just in shock. Hands on their head. Great win for Turlock. And Turlock will take on Oak Ridge next week. Still looking to see Capital Christian still in the fourth quarter with their game. They just took over the ball, and they have a 42-35 lead with a couple of seconds left, and it looks like they are going to officially win this one. And with that, every game is a final. I will take you through the brackets one more time. Starting from Division 7, Ripon Christian will take on Stone Ridge Christian next week. And then Woodland Christian will take on LeGrand. In Division 6, Somerville will take on Bradshaw Christian, and Orastemba will play Houston. Those teams have already played this year, and Houston won that game. Houston is the 2 seed, Orastemba is the 3. In Division 5, Sutter will take on Escalon. Dixon will take on Sonora. In Division 4, Manteca will host Rockland, and then Granite Bay and Del Oro. I'm sorry, this is Division 2. Manteca, Rockland, Granite Bay, Del Oro, Division 2. In Division 3, Wood Creek will face Christian Brothers, and Grant will face Patterson. Grant and Patterson are the 2 and 3 seeds, while Wood Creek is the 8 seed, and Christian Brothers is the 4 seed. Back to Division 4. Vanden will face Kimball next week. Kimball defeated Lincoln. And then we got West Park taking on Capital Christian. Although it's not official yet, but it seems Capital Christian has the ball up 7. And then in Division 1, we have Folsom taking on Central Catholic. And then Oak Ridge faces Turlock. Turlock knocked off 10-0 St. Mary's. Now Turlock has great wins over Rockland and St. Mary's this year. They're 8-4. Going to be on the road next week, heading up to El Dorado Hills to take on Oak Ridge. And with that, it's been another fun night of Sac Joaquin section playoff football. All our games are final, all 26 of them. Thanks for listening, and next week should be a good week with all 7 divisions down to 4 teams. And next week they'll be playing for a trip to the section finals. Thank you. I'm Thomas Fry, and thanks to Sam, Aaron, Josh, and Steve for all their updates tonight. And yeah, we'll see you later.